Welcome back. It is the AM Weekend Show, and my name is Divine Onuoha, and I'm your host for today. But I'm not doing this alone. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Ogochukwu, Ossai. Good morning. How are you?
I'm
Lady
fine.
in yellow.
How we doing?
How's your week been?
It's been beautiful. A lot of work. We've been so many work outside there, but yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's been amazing. Yours, Uncle?
Fine. No, we thank God.
Do you have any highlights?
Highlights. So I know it's a negative one. It's a conversation that didn't go well with someone I was just seeing off camera. We'll talk more about it. But let's now talk about some of the things we've been seeing. Some of the highlights, at least on social media. I picked interest in the Obi Kubana's gist.
Okay.
The next of kin thing. So his adopted son went on TikTok and was, this trend now. Not be saying my shoulder, nothing to my shoulder. The next of kin I be. So he did that and posted it. I don't know how that escalated into something, because I would have just seen that post and assumed that it's part of the trend. Everybody is doing one trend or the other. So I never expected in any way that it would be an issue of any sort. Not until Obi Kubana came out and did something that looked like he was debunking what he said. And then he reaffirmed his son as next of kin, and the whole thing blew up. People were saying that wasn't necessary. We know that your son is next of kin. Did you have to put it out there that way? While other people were saying that it's good he starts to correct the notion now, and which is a bit confusing for me because my understanding of next of kin is different, by the way. I never knew that. So I think the majority of the people reading or seeing that thing assumes that next of kin is the person who is meant to inherit the property. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, I get.
So if the guy comes out and poses as next of kin, then it's somehow passing the wrong message. And that required Obi Kubana's response, which was to reaffirm that, oh, my son is the next of kin. And then later this week, we saw another post that he made, more like damage control. He came out and he said, next of kin, let's have it. I don't know how he put it. And then he started it was a video slide. And then he showed his first son, second son, and then ended up showing that boy. So some people applauded him. Other people thought, oh, you're just doing damage control. Why did you even speak in the first place? Well, how did you feel about that whole saga?
I saw the video. I was even, vibing to the whole thing because I thought it was just normal thing. And before now, he used to call all of them next of kin. Yes.
So he used to,
when he post any of them, he just hashtag next of kin. So it wasn't a big deal for me seeing,
including the adopted son.
Yeah, I think I've seen one of his pictures where he did the same thing. Or even when all of them, a picture of all of them, to put hashtag.
Okay, all of them.
Yes.
Has he done with the adopted son?
No, I don't think I've seen just him.
Okay.
As the next of kin. So I felt like it wasn't necessary. I thought it was just fun. So just coming to see him write something about original next of kin, eyes on this and that, I was like, okay. Next thing.
Is there trouble in paradise?
I don't think there is any trouble. Obi Kubana is so rich that if he writes his will, everybody's going to benefit, including outsiders, you understand? So I don't think it's a big deal. In as much as I know that the boy might feel somehow seeing that post. And you don't know what's happening inside. It might be cloud chasers who are cloud chasers, It might just be something like, okay, joining the whole thing, playing along. You don't know the conversations they have had inside.
Wait, who is playing along?
Like
the next of kin guy or the Obi Kubana?
Maybe it could be. I don't know if they want to.
Because you can't say he's chasing clouds. I'm not sure he's the type.
You might not know.
That just decides to create a buzz on social media with his family. That is very unlikely.
I don't know, but because I saw another post of the wife within those.
Yes, now because people now were saying that the wife must have called him to say this is wrong, correct? So Nigerians have this way of believing that certain men of those caliber will probably not have time for social media. So the adopted son may have gone there and put himself out there as the next of kin, and then the wife sees it and calls him separately and says, "You better go and correct this before." And the narrative between wives and adopted children.
But they have been
so that's why she came
time.
To say what she said.
But they have been living for a long time, and there have not been any controversy.
That we know of.
Okay, that we know of, right? So from what she also said, she was like, you cannot judge somebody just by post. So for me, I didn't actually take it so so much because I felt like it's one of those social media days when something just comes up, you don't know the whole details. So.
Personally, I want to say that I feel that except there's an issue inside, except there's something that we don't know, except there's more to this than meets the eye, I think that the whole idea of next of kin was blown out of proportion. Being next of kin does not mean you are the heir
to everything. He has
the heir to the throne.
He has 3 kids.
Yes, so
plus 2 adopted sons.
What I'm saying is this: next of kin simply means the closest relative to someone. If the man decides to write his will and decides not to include the guy or any close relative, it's his business, it's his choice. Will now is what determines who takes the property. So I don't know what the buzz is about Nigerians.
Our mentality is that the next of kin is one that has the highest share. You understand? At least he's definitely going to have the highest share of the whole thing. So that next of kin comes with, it's not, next of kin does not sound like you have extra responsibilities because you're the one closer to this person. Next of kin sounds like everything you're making is for me.
No, next of kin that I've always known is who we call if accident happens.
You understand? That's actually the main meaning. But then Nigerians have translated it to, in as much as you're calling me as the next person, who will you call when there is something, if anything happens to this person who is taking over the whole thing?
Please, we need to correct this thing quickly. So like this, okay, I think I have my brother as my next of kin on one of my bank accounts. So automatically,
when nothing is happening, but if anything happens, and the funny thing, he cannot access your account unless you gave him your ATM card or he knows your PIN. That's what it is.
So what is now this whole thing?
If he's going to the bank to say, I am next of kin, bank will be like, who are you?
Except my lawyer is involved or something. But so, I mean, these are conversations where I need Barrister Chidi to be on set.
We need to correct those things to make people understand that next of kin is not necessarily the person that will carry the biggest share in the family. So, and I believe it's not more than what we've seen on social media, hopefully.
Okay, now to lighter matters. Saturdays are for weddings, and we saw the very big, glamorous wedding of Priscilla Ojo and our Tanzanian in-laws. Yeah. I mean, he made the buzz on social media. A lot. Last week we were discussing, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? We're talking about how social media has sort of put pressure on people, especially with the weddings, the glitz and glams. We're talking with the event planner that said that we needed how many millions
At least 3 million naira to get just an average decoration. So you don't do, in her words, you don't do fetish things. It doesn't look do some things that I don't know.
So it doesn't look like Babalawo house, in case you don't understand. But that is wild, really. I'm putting this word out there so that if you're like me and you're preparing to get married pretty soon, whether you're a lady or a guy, just be gathering your money. You need like 3 million naira for decoration. Just for decoration. So by the time you add food and other things. So our job is to be giving you updates.
Increase your budget. If you had 5 million naira in mind, unless you want to do parlor wedding, you can cut your clothes according to your size, leave decoration.
But now, talking about that wedding, we saw a lot of things. Some people attended, some didn't attend, and God knows I don't like TikTok gists. But this one stood out because people have come to say this is necessary, that is unnecessary. Talking about beauty now, beauty goddess who was invited for the wedding. And she said she had a shoot to do, so she wasn't going to be around. But I think the focus was more on her attitude when she was talking. On that video, she said, what was it?
The highlight was JP whatever.
JP whatever.
Like all of us know it is JP 2025. So where is your whatever coming from?
For such a wedding that captured so much attention. And then she comes and plays it down like it didn't really matter. And said JP whatever. So the story now, after what she said, we now saw we saw an update that Priscilla had unfollowed. So who was really wrong? Who was overreacting? Because if we're going by what Beauty Goddess said, she said that she had a shoot. So she sort of gave an excuse for her absence. But people capitalized on the attitude. So I'm wondering, the attitude we saw on that video, did it warrant Priscilla following her?
In every measure. Because first of all, you were not invited 2 days to the event. So you knew about your shooting or whatever you were doing before time. Okay, if it actually came up, maybe brand shoot and you cannot postpone, you have to go ahead and shoot. Priscilla or the mother did not invite you on social media. So you have nothing to come to do on social media explaining why you did not come. You'd have called her on phone, you'd have sent her a text and let her know. Then if you have anything to send over to her, you could have done something like that. And not coming on social media with that attitude, saying whatever you want to say and the JP whatever thing, you know.
Nobody really needs the explanation.
Nobody needs it. It's none of our business. We were not part of the whole organizing committee. Okay, people might have been like, okay, we did not see her at the wedding, what happened? But it's none of our business, you understand? So if what Priscilla did is something I'm going to do, unfollow you, I'm not supposed to see that craze. Why am I supposed to see you on your timeline, on my timeline, talking about me, where you have my number, or you can easily reach out to me and talk to me about it? So definitely unfollowing her, not to see her rubbish again, is very okay.
Okay, now, so let's deviate a little from the issue on ground and talk about this attitude of celebrities unfollowing other celebrities when they have issues. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity just yet. But I can't remember any time where I had issues with someone, a friend, and then my first line of action was to rush to social media and unfollow. I personally think it's just so odd. Like, it is, I can totally disconnect with someone without unfollowing them. Totally. I can have nothing to do with you and we'll still be on social media following each other. But what do you think about this whole, and you see, the way these bloggers follow it up so closely, it's such that when they reconcile and start following each other back, we'll see it. They've reconciled and they start following each other. Then when they have an issue too, they unfollow each other. I feel that's childish. What do you think?
I don't feel it's childish.
Hey, it's normal.
First of all, as a celebrity, you post almost every time. So why should I be seeing you on my timeline every single time where I'm not in good terms with you? I'm not going to move on easily seeing you every single time on my timeline. I'm not happy with you. So I am going to do it. Block you. It's not even only unfollow you. I will block you because I don't want to see you. You understand? So I feel it's not childish to me.
It's not.
Because I'm definitely going to do the same. I don't want to see you on my timeline. I don't want to see you on my... There's no way... Okay, you saying that you can disconnect with someone without unfollowing them. How many times do you post?
No, it's not about posting. Going on social media. If they post more than me, I'll still see them. But what I'm saying is that for me, I can be seeing you and not like you and not be moved by it and just keep scrolling. I don't want
to see you. I honestly do not want to see you. My own is, I've said it here before, sometimes if I'm following you and I feel like I'm not getting, maybe why I was following you is no longer there, or I've disconnected, I'll just unfollow you. I don't want to see you again. I feel like, I don't know about any other person, but social media is actually a very big part of me. You understand? I've learned so much there. I'm still learning. So anything like bad energy, I'm definitely going to take it away by unfollowing. So, yeah.
Anyways, I guess it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, definitely.
But I really cannot, for me, I feel it's just dramatic. You know, I'll go and unfollow. So we will now reconcile and I'll follow back. But I get you.
It's dramatic because people follow them up. So they know that next is unfollow.
Yes, it's true. Because we get to see it.
Yes, if not, you wouldn't even know. And they move on. So, yeah.
Anyways, that's where we're ending this chit-chat. I hope you've learned one or two. But of course, my shout out is to all the unmarried folks out there. I feel your pain. I see what you're going through. I saw another video this morning. And on the comments, I saw people commenting and saying, wait, is 2025 the deadline for marriage?
We thought it was 2024.
If I don't marry this year, will anything happen?
We thought it was 2024.
Will anybody die?
And this year,
because it's back to back. This year we're standing on marriage. It's not business.
And it's not just normal marriage. Like, it's actually they are setting the pace. Standard, this one, I'm meeting the standard, I'm going to surpass, like something like Guinness Book of Records thing. Meeting standards and passing. Please, cut your code according to your size. Don't be pressured.
Shall you push not prepare us too much? We are coming.
We are here for it. Once I have money for data, I'm here for it.
Me and Ogochukwu, we are coming.
We are coming, definitely. We're on our way.
So just expect. That's where we'll round off our chit-chat segment. Up next on the AM Weekend Show is our newspaper review. We're going to be checking all that is happening on the front pages of our national dailies. Interesting stuff coming up right on the show after this short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.